So hey guys, yeah, I know. You're probably like, dude, again, another Echo video? But like, y'all don't know that because these are probably going to come out in like, I don't know how long actually it's going to take me to upload these. I'll probably have a schedule for them, but like, I have eight Flynn videos just waiting to be uploaded when the internet comes back. But like, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I can't really think of another route where there's the same amount of stuff that I like as in Flynn's route. But like, yeah, the fact that I'm gonna have to do Leo's route eventually. I really don't want to do Leo's route because I'm going to have to act like I actually like him because I'm going to be playing Chase. And, I mean, yeah, it changes, but like, I don't know. Let's just jump in. Good grief. It's so weird. I don't know why, but it's just surreal to be back here on fucking Monday after all of that shit that we just went through in Flynn's route. Like, I don't know. That's the magic, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I'll do Carl's eventually, but like, already done Flynn, so that's not happening. Jenna and Leo and TJ. I watched Jenna's tail disappear through the sagebrush. They're headed down the same trail that I used to get to Lake Emma. TJ! TJ did seem to head off in that direction we were fighting, though. I can't imagine he'd go to the lake. I should go with them to help find the lynx. I'm also a little worried about Leo. It's been a long time since I've seen him that pissed. When I get there, I find Leo leaning back with its rear up against a big boulder on the shore. Bittersweet memories flood in. That rock is almost as much of a staple in my childhood as the actual lake is. It's weird like that. Every memory I have of this place is dreamy and gold-tinged, but always has a hint of sadness about it no matter what the situation was. Jenna's standing in front of Leo, her arms folded as she talks to him. I can't see his face, but his posture is sagging and his ears are down, looking way older than he actually is. I stand back for a while, feeling awkward about intervening at this point. Leo occasionally shakes his head and takes out his phone to look at it. I can see Jenna's getting annoyed, but she says something and Leo turns his head to look back at me. I seize up for a second, but Jenna's beckoning with her paw while Leo isn't looking. He starts stumbling over the rocks towards them as Leo looks back down at his phone and Jenna starts walking towards me. Just talk to him, he'll listen to you. So, this is the route choice. Either you go to Leo when you start Leo's route, or you stay with Jenna and start Jenna's route. I don't know. Because, like, I don't like Leo at all. I really don't. But at least if I do Leo's route, you might be able to see more of the reason why I don't like him. But there's also some parts in Jenna's route where you also see more, like, but Jenna's route also has really good moments too with, like, everything, yeah. I kind of want to do Jenna's, but, like, that would kind of ruin the surprise of the one moment, and, like, well, it wouldn't ruin the surprise, because it would be later on in the route, but, like, I don't know, man. I kind of want to do all the routes without that. I'm not going to say what it is, but like without that thing. Because then if I do Jenna's route last and then it happens last, then it might surprise you and scare you just as much as it did me. I don't know. It probably isn't like that, to be honest. It probably doesn't matter which one you do it. which where it is, but like, I don't know. It's hard to explain without going into detail about what I'm talking about, and that would take away the surprise. So I can't do that. And like, know what? You know what? Fuck it, we're doing Jenna. I look toward Leo, hunched forward, ears down, looking like an angry gargoyle perched on the ledge of a church. Hold on, Jenna. I turn around to face her. Hmm? I look back over my shoulder at Leo, watching his ears flick towards us. I think Leo wants to be left alone. Jenna folds her arms and looks past me. Sure, I thought you'd get him to calm down. I look at Jenna for a while, realizing I'd just rather talk to someone more collected, rather than a big angry wolf. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, alright, should we head back then? Okay. As we start disappearing into the sagebrush, I look back in time to catch a glimpse of Leo looking over his shoulder. Yeah, fuck you, Leo. I look back down at the ground, wondering if it would have been a good idea to at least tell him that I felt like he needed time alone. I noticed Jen looking around, her huge ears perked up wide like sails. What you looking for? TJ? If it was up to me, I'd be leaving TJ alone as well, but Jen is always worried about him. I don't understand. He's a fucking adult, Jenna. Get over it. You're not a... I follow her through the brush in silence, unsure of what to say. So why didn't you hang back with Leo? I move along with her for a while, thinking it over. I don't know. When he's in a bad movie's really only good for a fight, I catch up and start walking alongside her since I was starting to taste the dirt being kicked up by her feet. Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to let him cool down a bit. I sort of envy the way she's dressed right now. Their short shorts and tank top, jeans don't exactly breathe well. Finally start to see our picnic again. Carl's still sitting in the lawn chair, his head hanging over the back and smoke wafting around him. Jenna stops and puts her paws on her hips, looking around. Where do you think he went? There aren't many places he could have gone. Her eyes seem to settle and I follow her gaze to a clump of brush and trees next to the river. TJ had anywhere to hide in that short amount of time that he did. That really would be the only place he could have done it. Without a word, Jenna starts in that direction. I tag along awkwardly, kind of feeling like I'm invisible to her right now. So as they break through the brush, we spot TJ. I watch as Jenna immediately goes to his side and sits down. TJ's ears perk, but otherwise he doesn't look up. After a while, Jenna wraps an arm around TJ's shoulders. I see him bristle for a second, and Jenna says something to him that I don't quite catch. Finally, he leans in and hugs her, and I can hear him sniffling. I'm starting to feel like I'm intruding, and I start to back away, but Jenna sees me and jerks her head. Where you going, Chase? Come here. TJ pulls back from Jen and starts wiping at his eyes. Chase? Yeah. Well, TJ would have been embarrassed to have me around, but he probably is, but Jen is pretty insistent, so I move forward to stand next to them. I was just telling TJ about the time we used to float the river on the old inner tube. I smile and sit down next to Jenna, stretching my legs out. You remember that, Chase? His voice is strained and a little crackly, but he seems to have things under control now. Do I? I always thought it was ridiculous to use those things when you could just float on your back. Sorry we're not living floaties, Chase. We sit there for a while, and now it isn't as awkward. I feel like if it were just me and TJ, things would be a lot more tense. Jen has a way of making things feel natural and easy. It's like her confidence is a shield to my weird awkward stupidity. I hear TJ shift and sniffle as he wipes his face again. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean... Nope, you stop right there, TJ. He does stop. It's hard not to when she has a tone like that. Flynn is an absolute dick. Never let him affect how you feel about things. He only ever thinks about how he feels. No. Stop. I genuinely fucking hate you. I hate you. I hate you. My God. Right, Chase? I feel like this is just a little bit unfair to Flynn. Yeah, he was pretty selfish, but he did care about other people. At least, I think he does, even though he hardly ever admits it. Probably best to be with Jenna right now, though. Yeah, he's just not thinking straight right now. I think coming here might have been a bad idea. That really shouldn't matter. In fact, we probably should have gone to the lake. What happened happened. There's not much we can do about it. Let it absolutely rule our lives like this to the point of preventing us from going where we want to. It's pretty messed up. Well, you're the one preventing Flynn from trying to voice his actual opinions about the event because you're so fucking protective of precious TJ. Because, oh no, we can't let the Christian boy get hurt. We all went through it and it was awful, but we stayed friends and here we are. Maybe we should celebrate that instead of accusing each other of bullshit. Yeah. Of course, what Flynn had been saying wasn't complete bullshit. None of us really know exactly what happened, except TJ. I didn't have any reason to come here, and if I had the same mindset as Flynn, I never would have. You can't fucking just automatically assume you know what mindset someone else has, you utter cunt. TJ glances over at Jenna. Yeah, how are things with you and family? Same as it's been for the past 5 years. I don't know. Maybe you could try. Jenna sighs deeply. Sorry, I didn't mean. No, TJ, it's fine. It's just. She seems to be thinking hard about what she's going to say. Man, the things that Jenna could say about her family. I have too many bad memories about that. Oh yeah, you're gonna get to learn about Jenna's family more in this one. That family is completely broken. Like, there's no fixing it. Going back there would just mean trouble. I've learned my lesson. With Adam and Dad gone, it's just my mom and Jeremy now anyway. Not much of a family to go back to now. Has your dad not... Hasn't anyone seen him since? As far as I know, no. But I really wouldn't care if he is back. And if he really is missing, well... Mom never filed a missing persons report, so I guess it wouldn't matter. I'm sorry. Why? You're not the one that messed it all up. TJ looks away, his ears down. Jenna sighs and puts an arm back around TJ's shoulders. And here I am, bringing everyone down, and the point was to make you feel better. Chase, reminds me of something happy. I jump and scramble after being put in the spot. Remember when you called it Yee-Yaw River? I remember when you called it Yee-Yaw, Chase. You had a bit of a speech impediment back then. Yeah. I remember that. It was kind of cute. It's quiet for a moment, then Jenna gives TJ a little nudge. So how's school going, TJ? It's not bad. I got accepted into the athletic training program, which is really cool because they're really selective. I think I'm one of the 20 that they chose. Wow, that's fantastic, TJ. TJ smiles, though he's still looking at his feet. Thanks. Hey, you got into Weston. I did. I furrow my brow at that. Hey, come on. Weston is like the stereotypical best school in the country. She looks over at me and smiles. It's great, I know. Just a lot of stress. Sometimes I'd like to get a break. That was a little surprising to hear from Jenna. Usually she was so energized and had a get-her-done attitude about almost anything. You know, I will never understand this fucking ridiculous attitude where you have to do everything and everything and everything and work yourself to death just because you want to get something done. Or like, I don't understand that. I really don't understand why you would do that to yourself. That's why I assume she got into Weston in the first place. Maybe you should take a break then? It's kind of up to you, isn't it? Just because I want to doesn't mean I need it. Hey, Tej, weren't you wanting to go hiking while you were... Just because you want it doesn't mean you need it. What the fuck, dude? That is such an unhealthy mindset to have. What the fuck? Yeah, I know things are a bit bad right now, but it could be fun to go. Of course, TJ. I was planning to go with you anyway. Oh, cool. At that point, all of TJ's gloomy demeanor disappears. His tail quirked and his ears up. Jenna looks sideways at me meaningfully. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to do that. I'm not even doing anything, and already I'm sweating buckets and looking at the shiny water longingly. I would have jumped in the water by now if TJ wasn't here. For some reason, that would seem inappropriate. Right then, I feel something pressed down hard on my paw, which is splayed out behind me. Looking over, I see that Jen has her paw in mine, leaning on it. Oh, yeah, definitely, I'm going. Yes! Jenna lifts her paw off mine in a gulp. It didn't really hurt, but something about her suddenly touched me like that. Oh my god, Chase. It's settled then. We should probably get back. I want to get a lot of rest before the hike tomorrow. Ugh. Yeah, Monday's always really short. In all the routes, it doesn't matter which one, really. And besides, the last Echo video I recorded was 2 hours long, so like, good grief, man. Good grief. So where are we headed, TJ? Jenna sounds like she's in a much better mood than yesterday. We all are, really. The canyon, Echo Canyon more specifically. You ever been? Looks at both of us with a grin. Nope. No, me neither. His ears fall a little. Well, you know the town is named after it, right? Have you not been there before? I shrug and Jenna laughs. Because you have to walk through 3 miles of snake-infested desert to get there. That makes me bristle because there definitely are snakes here. I can't help but scan the brush. You really shouldn't worry about that. They're more afraid of you than you are of them, and they do have a rattle, so just listen for it. Jenna grins and looks straight at me. Yeah, you're right. The most dangerous animal you'll find on these paths is the blonde. An involuntary shiver works itself up my spine. Jenna! TJ frowns. It's even less likely, Jenna. Great, now that you said that, I'm going to be all uptight for the rest of the hike. You're welcome. Alright, let's get going. We want to make it stop by noon. A few hours in, and TJ's quite a bit ahead of us. I feel a little bad about it, but I think he likes it that way. Probably wants to think after yesterday. Jen and I walk side by side, and she's making sure that I drink water the entire time. You should be done with that by now. She gestures at my water bottle, which is still half full. Come on, I've had like 3 already. Take a sip and we'll snort water as Jenna chips at the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, I made TJ a promise here. You're an otter, you need it. Stop! I cough a few times, watering down my chin and chest, even though it feels good. I wipe it away with a forearm. And it shows where we start walking again. Actually, you don't really need more water than me or TJ, as he could tell you. The water thing is actually more of a psychological need as opposed to a physical one. Oh yeah? I grab my wet camera bag, which definitely didn't need water. Yeah, you know, back when there weren't really any ethics and research, they separated an otter pup from water, never allowed to swim. That makes me pause. Technically, in this day and age, otters don't really need to swim. A trip to the supermarket's all that done. But something about not being allowed to be in water, to feel the cool, isolated space that I so long to be in. What happened? Depressed, disengaged, neurotic in general. Then when they were done, they just set him loose into the world. He killed himself a few years later. Wow. Yep, I mean ethics are in place now, of course. Not that the psychological association is any better. You probably heard about their role in the whole advanced interrogations controversy. Like the waterboarding stuff. Yeah, but it really makes you realize how powerful the brain is. It's not all physical necessities. Must have been pretty awful for him that he killed himself. I can't imagine. Talking about offing himself, though, it's got me thinking about Jenna's brother. So, you want to talk about Adam? No. Well, I sort of did, but I don't think that would be appropriate at all. I was just wondering, are you gonna go see your family sometime during the trip? Talked about it earlier, but I guess you didn't really give an answer. Jenna snorts loudly, tossing her head back. You're kidding, right? I feel my cheeks flush, knowing that I might have said something really offensive. I'm not really in tune with how things are with Jenna's family. Leo and sometimes even Flynn dealt with most of that. I mean, aren't you a little bit curious? Curious is the wrong word. Oh? Maybe morbidly curious. Anyway, they haven't bothered contacting me since I left, so as far as I can tell, they're not missing me. Guys, there's a giant dip over here, so watch your step. She's just quite a bit ahead of us now. I don't even see him anymore around all the boulders and brush. I pick up the pace and Jenna follows. Well, do you miss them? She doesn't say anything for a while, which tells me she's really thinking about it. No. She says it finally, surprised me a little with her bluntness. At least not my mom and dad, not even Adam. Really? Jenna shifts around and she grabs another water bottle out of the backpack and hands it to me. Adam, he had problems. Mom and Dad fucked him up, of course, but he took it out on me. He did some pretty messed up stuff. I debate whether or not I should ask what exactly that messed up stuff was, but I'm way too scared of what it might be. Jeremy, though, I guess I wouldn't mind seeing him again. I give her an incredulous look. See, Jeremy's the one I would have thought you wouldn't have wanted to talk to. Yeah. Now Clint is the one that fucked up Jeremy, but he was a good person before then. Jeremy was, for as long as I can remember, a royal dick. Bully to me, TJ, and Carl. Along with Clint, he terrorized our childhood. That is until Leo showed up. I'll never forget the day Leo rammed Jeremy's head into a tree and punched Clint so many times in the face his eyes almost swelled shut. Of course, Leo never got in any trouble because neither of the parents gave a shit. Jesus fucking Christ, that's terrible. Environment is really important how you develop as a person. I think for a second. Well, you turned out alright. Environment and temperament make us who we are. Some people can just take more. It's clear that her temperament was a lot stronger than mine, whatever that was. If I had parents like that, I don't know how I would have survived. I take another gulp of water. It's then that I realize how badly I need to pee. Looking off to the side, I spot a rather large boulder surrounded by sagebrush. Hey, you go ahead. I gotta take a piss. Jenna quirks in her muzzle and folds her arms. Sure you don't want me to wait up for you? I'm kidding. She turns and starts walking up the trail. Watch out for spiders. Sometimes Jenna's jokes were so dry that I had a hard time figuring out if she's really joking or not. I dodge my way out under the sagebrush and tumbleweed with the boulder and start to piss. Jenna really is an enigma. She's nice enough and smart, but she has this edge about her that always has me on guard for some reason. Fur prickles on the back of my neck. I'm not sure what it is, but something isn't right. I look left and right in the small chance that someone else is coming up the trail. It's weird feeling this in broad daylight. Normally I don't get so uptight unless it's dark. I hear it's the opposite with species that can see better at night. Something's watching you from the brush. A shiver runs right up my spine. I tremble under its influence. As if of its own accord, my head whips around, immediately focusing in on a clump of sagebrush 30 feet away. And there, right in the middle, someone's face is staring at me. I can only call it a face because there are two eyes and a mouth, but I've never seen anything like it. It's flat, wide, and stretched out, sagging where the chin should be. I can't help myself. I yelp loudly and stumble to the sides and whip my body around to defend myself, somehow conscious of the fact my dick is still out. Then it all comes together. I stare for a few seconds longer, then force out a tight, high-pitched laugh. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a rock. A white rock, and the sagebrush twigs have fallen over it perfectly to give it features similar to that of a face. I sigh around my own face with both my paws, feeling my heart hammering in my chest. I always did this shit to myself. Oh, you have no idea, brah. Me too. Me fucking too, dude. Jesus Christ. That's relatable. As I lower my paws, I notice a wet streak across the left side of my pants. I hadn't finished peeing yet. Fucking son of a bitch. I hiss and turn back to the boulder, trying to work myself into a peeing mood again. Finally, as I start finishing up, the prickling feeling on my neck starts up again. I try to ignore it, but it's getting worse and worse. I shake my hips around a few times and zip up and start back up around the boulder. It's at that point that I give a quick glance back at the brush. The rock isn't there anymore. I stare, one paw on the boulder, feeling my fur starting to bristle out all over my body. Bruh, this is like a fucking nightmare scenario for me. I'm not even going to lie. Because believe me when I say, I understand what Chase is talking about when he says doing this shit to himself. Because, yeah, I do that to myself all the time, to be completely honest with you. It's not good. It's not fun. I stare, one paw on the boulder, feeling my fur starting to bristle out all over my body. What? Maybe it's because I'm at a different angle now. The feeling of being watched is overpowering though, and it's coming from the other side of the boulder where I was just at. I look up the trail and I don't see TJ or Jen at all. I can't even hear them. I look back toward the boulder, wondering if I'm losing my mind. Gritting my teeth, I turn away and start back up the trail at a brisk walk, knowing that I'm acting just like a little kid. Despite that, if I'm gonna start to panic a little, and soon enough I'm running up the trail and I'm not looking back. Literally me. Good grief. We made it. He says it even though he's already sitting down on what looks like a rock bench. Probably got there a good 10 minutes before us. I'm sweating all over the place, but Jenna seems fine. It's embarrassing because it's only now that I realize she's been hanging back because of me. Group hug. TJ stands and holds his paws out. I want to protest because of how gross I must look, but Jenna sort of forces me into it. As TJ walks up to us. This was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for coming. Well, we're glad you had fun, even if you weren't able to keep up. As we lean back from the hot hug, I see Jenna's nose wrinkle. I press my tail a little close to my rear. Alright, let's eat. We sit down on the rock bench and Jenna and TJ starts pulling sandwiches out of the soft cooler. He'd been so excited about our trip that he'd gone to the convenience store by himself at 5 in the morning and made all of our sandwiches. It's actually pretty good too. There's even avocado on it, even if it's the packaged mushy kind, according to him. We eat in silence for a while. Looking over, I can see Jenna's deep in thought, chewing slowly. What's up? She shrugs and swallows. Just think about how this might be the last time we really get to hang out is all. That's kind of a sad thing to say. Well, think about it. I graduate in a few months and I'll be off the other side of the country. Then you'll graduate, Chase, and I don't think you'll be sticking around here. Maybe. And you, TJ, you might just leave the country. That would make sense. TJ's parents are back in his hometown. I think we'll get together again. It's just a matter of planning it, right? Yeah, it might be a while, but it'll happen. There's always the internet. I'm just saying, I hope Flynn can get over himself before the end of our trip. I don't think this should be our one big send-off. Whatever. We've still got time. I lean back and drape my arms over the back of the bench, closing my eyes. I really want to take my shirt off, though. The fabric is almost soaked through and is clinging in a really gross way to my fur. The sun is beating down at me, shining bright red into my eyelids. If only there was a pond up here, I'd be able to sink to the bottom and the sun reduced to a shimmering silver. My type really isn't built for this kind of weather. I feel Jenna shift next to me, and suddenly I feel her nose up against my ear, and I shiver a little. The hell was she doing? I start to turn my head towards her. Chase, do you need some musk off? I open my eyes and squint against the brightness of the sun. What? I said... She leans forward, obviously not wanting TJ to hear. She laughs a little before she starts again. You're smelling a little strong. Instantly, my ears burn and scoot away, instinctively lowering my eyes. Shit, sorry. No, it's alright. You didn't know we were going on a hike before you packed, but I have some. TJ's looking over at us, curiously as he nibbles on his salad wrap, ears perked, and I don't know why, but I glare at him, already humiliated enough. He frowns. What? Nothing. Jenna's just telling me I stink. Oh. Jenna laughs and reaches over to her backpack and opens the top zipper, talking in a normal voice now. It's a female brand, so it's not as strong, but it should get the job done. Thanks. I grumble and snatch it from her paw, instantly feeling shitty about it because I know she's just trying to be nice. Even though TJ and Jenna are probably the nicest people in our little group, it's still fucking embarrassing. I actually prefer Flynn's ribbing right now. I stalk off around a rather large bush and pull down my pants. The can is pink and covered in flowers. Great. I grab my tail and yank it up before giving my ass a good liberal dose of girl smells. Of course, if I'd known I'd be doing anything so sweat-inducing, I would have brought my own boy-smelling brand. Why is it such a big deal, dude? It's just deodorant. But I'm stuck with this. Smelling like a girl in front of Jenna. Good grief, get over yourself. Guess it's better than nothing. As I come back around the brush, I can tell something's off. TJ meets eyes with me, then quickly looks down, frowning. I glare. I'd honestly be happy if he just joined with Jenna and laughed at me instead. She's burying her phone right now, which is annoying since she told us before the hike that phones weren't allowed. All done? She doesn't even look up, but points at the bag with a foot. Go ahead and stick it back in the bag. I sigh and bend over to shove the can back in. Then I notice it's been zip closed again. Without thinking, I zip it back and widen the gap, and immediately find a big, furry orange and black spider glaring out at me from the bag. I scream like a fucking girl and jump, dropping the can, stumbling back and falling flat on my ass as I trip over some rocks. I landed my tail wrong and sends a jolt of pain on my back. Jen, who already started laughing when I screamed, puts a paw to her muzzle. Only one, though, because the other is holding her camera phone. She's filming the whole fucking thing. Oh God, are you okay? She's still smiling behind her paw. Fine. I guess I have a decision to make. Whether just to get mad or just shrug it off and laugh with them. I go with the latter and grin sheepishly. Wow, I'd expect that from you, Jenna, but TJ, what the hell, man? TJ flinches, a sad look in his face. She told me she'd throw me off the cliff if I said anything. Jenna laughs again and puts her phone away before picking up the can and shoving it into the bag. Success! Where the hell did you even get that from? Go and rest up with the souvenir shop. Alright, everyone done? I know you need to get some shots of the canyon jays. Let's go do that. I sit cross-legged next to Jenna, a bit further back than she is, with her legs dangling over the edge of the cliff. I guess someone that's so confident her life and future isn't worried about falling the 80 feet to her death. It's sort of the opposite of Carl, but with the same result. You know, one good thing about this place is stuff like this. Hanging off the edge of a cliff. Lack of people, the mountains. I'll miss that. I hear the mountains back east are small like hills. That sounds nice too. She picks up a sizable rock and tosses it off the edge, listening to the clatter and echo as it bounces down the cliff. Really? The fucking Appalachians are that's not true. It's not true at all, but okay. Doesn't really matter, though. I'll be living in a big city. Way bigger than Peyton. Are you nervous? About living in a big city? No. I'm more anxious to get started with school, actually. And of course, I'll miss you guys, too. A lot. She flicks her ears back at TJ, who is flat on his back under a tree behind us, snoring lightly. I wipe my forearm across my forehead, the oils from my waterproof fur sliding nastily against each other. Sorry, but I pull my shirt off. I need to let my shirt dry out. It's fucking gross. She looks over at me, then her silver and turquoise necklace catching the light and flashing briefly. Jenna looks perfect, of course. The fur on her face and arms is brushed with delay, held together by some kind of spray, probably. By comparison, I look like a soggy log covered in wet brown mold. I blush and look down, the bravado I'd worked up to take off my shirt dissipating under her gaze. She doesn't laugh, though. I was wondering when you were going to take that off. Looked really uncomfortable. Yeah, sorry I'm gross. It's not gross, it's just what your body does to survive. Jenna sometimes says things that I suspect carry a lot more meanings on the surface level, but honestly, I'm too dumb to figure it out. That's literally the most simple thing she could say in this scenario. How the fuck are you too dumb to figure that out? I really hope my smell isn't overpowering the spray, but I'm in the middle of leaning to the side to see if I can catch a whiff of my butt musk, and I jolt back. Huh? It was kinda gross, that was another smell. Oh? Yeah, did you pee on yourself? It takes me a second to register what she just said, then it hits me, and this time I have to close my eyes out of shame. Of course she was going to smell that. Foxes can smell fucking everything on you that's happened the last week. Yeah, I did. She laughs this time, and I look away, off into the canyon again. I know it can happen, but it just smells like it was a lot is all. I sigh and lean back on my paws, let my head hang back. I debate telling her exactly what happens. It seems so childish, but it's not like she's being mean. She has a demeanor about her that just makes you want to talk. I mean, it's fucking pareidolia, man. It's not a big deal. And for those of you who don't know what pareidolia means, it's the word for when you look at a pattern and you see like a face or something else in it. Like our pattern, our brains are created to see pattern. It's basically that kind of thing. Must be that psych degree at work. I just saw something scared me a little, so when I jumped, I got some on me. What did you see? She lays out flat on her back, legs still dangling over the side with her paws behind her head. I guess if she can get a better look at me. I avoid looking right at her in case she thinks I'm staring. Okay, this is gonna sound stupid, but I just felt like I was being watched. You know when you psych yourself up and everything looks scary? Of course. So I felt that behind me, and when I looked, I saw what sort of looked like a face in some sagebrush. Just talking about it right now is giving my fur to prickle. I hadn't really thought about it since it happened, and now that I am, it's only now that I'm realizing how weird it all was. Huh, like a face you recognized? No, it was sort of flat, like it didn't have a muzzle and white. I look back at Jenna, but she's not looking at me. Instead, it's like she's looking past me. That is weird. Yeah, but it was a rock. We're wired to recognize faces, so we find them in a lot of things. Yeah, pareidolia. Yeah, I mean, the twigs and stuff were falling across in a way that made it look like it had eyes and stuff, and then I realized what it was. But I jumped and got pee on myself, so that's what happened. What's weird is that when I was leaving, I couldn't see it anymore. I say the last part with a laugh, mostly to hide how freaked out I am about it. When I look at Jenna again, I can see the fur in her neck is lifted a little. It was probably just the angle, though. You alright? Jenna looks back at me, and I can tell she's debating whether or not to tell me something. I wait. Just made me think of when I was a kid. Hadn't thought about it for years, actually. I pause. Do you want to talk about it? I'm worried I'm about to open up a can of worms. I wasn't traumatized or anything like that. Well, it was, but it wasn't real. Did you see a face? Yeah, not exactly like yours, though. It was more of a red color, but it was flat, too. That's what made me think of it. Oh, we're getting basically the same thing, but in a different circumstance. Okay. Yeah. And now that y'all have seen Flynn's route, you know exactly what that thing was. Whoa. Yeah, it had a body, too, but I can't really remember exactly what it was like. Did you dream it? No, not really a dream. At least not in the sense that I was asleep when it happened. I just see it walking around in broad daylight sometimes. What the hell? Are these like real solid memories, like it really happened? I don't know. Usually happened when I was sad or angry, like when Dad was having one of his moments. I just see it walk past the doorway or sit in the closet. Yeah, this is basically verbatim. Really? What the fuck? This was a long time ago, like when I was 5. I don't want you thinking I'm crazy, Chase. You're not crazy, Jenna. I don't. I saw things too as a kid. Yeah, I think you've told me. I had, and it's something I really don't want to think about right now. I'm pretty sure it's just something my mind made up because I was under a lot of stress. The brain can make up whatever it wants, really. It's part of the reason I wouldn't feel that I did. I want to help figure these things out. Do you see it anymore? At all? She's quiet for a while, then shakes her head. No. My phone goes off then, and I jump with a little yelp. Jenna laughs, and it breaks the tension a little bit, so I laugh with her. You know, I think what added to my absolute terror in the moment in that video where she said that, like, it was like no, and immediately Saturday, like no fade, no nothing, just Saturday immediately, like that it got me, man. I know you said no phone, but you already used yours, so I think I got a freebie. Yeah, I had to record the reaction for prosperity. Looking at the message, I see it's from Leo. Where are you? I stared at it for a second. It seems a little short. Usually Leo throws in cheesy emoticons for everything. When he's not angry, of course. Jenna notices my expression. What's up? It's just Leo. Type out a quick response telling him I'm hiking with TJ and Jenna. And do we forget to tell him that? Almost instantly I get a response. Yeah, you did. He's definitely got something up his ass. Wolf boy getting pissy? Maybe. I can never tell with him. Jenna's phone goes off right then. Ah, speak of the devil. Since it seems like she's invited me, I lean over to read her phone. What the hell? I feel myself getting a little angry. What the fuck's his problem? Jenna gives me a little playful smirk as she sits up and puts her phone away without responding. Oh, he's jealous. That gets me flustered for some reason. You think so? That, and he probably wants us all to hang out together. Which we should, but we need some time away before we give Flynn another chance. Anyway, we should head back. If we start now, we can grab dinner at the diner by 6. Jenna gets up and goes to wake up TJ, but I'm sort of lost in thought. I feel bad for Leo. Was he mad at me for not talking to him by the lake yesterday? After getting out of the desert being out in the desert for so long, it feels absolutely amazing to be sitting in the air-conditioned diner. Having already ordered our food, I lean back against the booth, my eyes feeling a little heavy. So thanks again for going with me, guys. It wouldn't have been as much fun if there wasn't anyone to share it with. Of course, TJ. I had a lot of fun too. I put in my affirmative as well, grinning. And sorry, guys, I had a bit of a slowness and smell. Stop apologizing for it. It's like your species signature and kind. Yeah, I'll be sure next time that we don't do such a long trail. If there is a next time, I hope there is. Maybe. There's not exactly much else to do out here. The thought of hiking again makes my knees weak, but I don't say anything. So, Chase, I have to ask. Have been seeing any guys at Pueblo? That question takes me by surprise, and I pause, looking at Jenna. TJ looks surprised as well, but looks at me curiously. It has been years since you and Leo were together proper. You two were pretty outspoken in your social media pictures. TJ stirs some from his initial shock at the topic shift and nods, speaking up. Yeah, in comparison to back in the day, you've been pretty quiet on that front. I feel myself cringe inwardly. In remembrance of all the kissing, selfies, and cheesy song quotes we post. Leo did most of it, but I was by no means innocent. As of late, I haven't really posted much. Most of the people who are still in my timeline just rant about political stuff. As the two look on expectantly, I feel myself shift in the pleather diner seat uncomfortably. Well, not really. Oh. Yeah, I guess after a relationship as long as Leo and I've kind of just been focused on, adulthood. Adulthood is difficult, a reasonable thing to keep you occupied. TJ nods with a broad smile, his big ears flopping a little. Well, have you engaged anything more casual since? I feel myself blanch a little before recombobulating. TJ's looking confused, thankfully. I downloaded one of those gay apps for meeting guys. All it really does is make me feel like crap, though. I look sidelong toward the links beside Jenna. Gives me a curious look. People on there can be pretty speciesist. I see a lot of no mustellatis or no otters and no musk types. I met up with a few guys, but it was all pretty awkward and didn't go anywhere. Most didn't look like their profile picture. That's awful. I can't imagine putting yourself up on that sort of thing. He pauses and Quickly holds up his paws defensively. I mean, meeting someone you like and love organically, I think that's the word is important. Well, Chase here doesn't have that luxury. According to a study I read, about one out of every 25 people are gay. Then the chances of both parties having mutual attraction lowers the compatibility chances even more so. The online component is almost a necessity depending on one's region, Echo seeming to be the bizarre exception. I see TJ's face shift to a guilty expression, the gray feline muttering a quiet "oh" before taking a long drink of water. I installed it, though, when I visited my parents over Christmas. Haven't had much of a thought to install it back. I think you should reinstall it. I'm actually a bit curious what sort of results you'd get in Echo. My mind reels back to 15-year-old me, posting a Photoshop picture of myself in patent list mail for mail in the horrible aftermath. Oh, Route 65. I don't know, Jenna. Probably wouldn't get much anyway. Most results would be from Peyton 30 miles away. Plus, I'm pretty sure I already know the only result is going to be a certain shirtless Gila. Honestly, I hate to sound like one of those podcasts, but something has to be in the water here. First Flynn, then Leo, then you. I watched all of you grow up and turn out to like guys. I still remember you sitting on the edge of my bed, sniffling about your parents finding out how much of a deviant you were. Completely unaware that I'd had the same sort of conversation with both Flynn and Leo about a year earlier. Oh God. I placed my face in my palm. It is kind of weird, I guess. But now that you're officially bi, horizons have expanded, yes. I have to ask, have you been dating any girls? I'm taken off guard, looking back up to Jenna. TJ stops gulping down his ice water. Not really, actually. I mean, I guess you could say I lean toward males, but it's not like about to say that I sometimes look at straight porn. I'm in the mood, but that might be a little inappropriate with DJ there. Hell, it's probably inappropriate to say in front of Jenna, too. Do you guys talk about porn in front of girls? It's not like I don't notice girls. I finish the sentence lamely, but TJ just nods. Yeah, makes sense. Well, have you ever oh my God. Jenna! TJ's face goes from children's to outright horror is so comical I start laughing despite Jenna's question surprising me as well. Hey, this is how boys talk, right? I've been hanging out with you guys since 4th grade. Don't exclude me just because I'm a girl. I don't talk like that. Despite TJ's reaction, I'm not too bothered by it. No, I haven't. I kissed a girl once at a party, but that was it. Do you want to be with a girl to see what's... Wow, okay, someone's fucking... Okay. Now I'm starting to get a little embarrassed. Whether TJ is more appalled or not, I can't tell, since he's got his face buried in his paws. I don't know, maybe... I don't know. Just curious, I'm just wondering why I didn't pick up on this about you before. Jenna grins and looks out the window. I notice then, with the way sunset is lighting up the diner, how pretty her eyes are. It almost looks unnatural the way they glow. So I need to ask you a favor, Chase. I stiffened, wondering what the hell it might be after that conversation. I'm wondering if you could drive me to the mall. I want to get a few things. Oh, sure. What do you need? It hesitates, and for the first time today, she's the one that seems embarrassed. Well, you know, in Pueblo, we don't exactly have a great comic book shop, even though it's huge. Oh, yeah? Really? Really, Jenna? You want your fucking hentai? What the fuck? I wouldn't really... No. Yaoi. Yeah, yaoi. I wouldn't really know. I never did go to that section of the mall. It's especially lacking to the manga selection. I smile. I'd forgotten the way that after getting her first job, I'd drive Jenna to the mall once a week and she'd buy her favorite manga. Jenna's still not looking at me, but I grin. Yeah, it'll be just like when you were in high school. Have you been keeping up with all those series? I remember being amazed at how much material was in those books compared to the comics, even if they weren't colored. Jenna looks back at me and I can see that she's a little relieved. Does she think I was gonna make fun of her for it? I keep up with that online mostly. This is more for old time's sake. Believe it or not, that mall is some of the happiest memories I have of this place, aside from Leo's house. Of course, I'd believe that. I guess there are a few special edition volumes I want to get that they might have. I was always surprised with what they were able to bring in. Well, that's cool. You know, I watched anime since last I saw you. Oh, really? What was it? I can't really remember. Ichiro. It was a long title, but it was about this old wolf guy that becomes a samurai. Ichiro, you know, I don't fucking know. She says it quickly with what sounds to me like a perfect accent. Maybe it sounds about right. Jenna makes a face like she swallowed a lemon. It is. It's the only old wolf samurai show I know. You gotta watch the older stuff. Anime these days is just, you know. No. Well, we need to do that. We need to do that too. One of these nights we're going to marathon getting Betsy knee. What the fuck? Hotel Wi-Fi is good enough for it, I think. It's got this sort of Western style, medieval atmosphere to it. But I never really watched anime, even if Itchy, whatever it was, wasn't bad. The idea of staying up late with Jenna watching an old foreign cartoon sounds like a lot of fun. Wanna join us, TJ? Jay looks up from his phone. Yeah, what? Do you want to watch anime with us? Yeah, sure, why not? Hey, no phones. I tease him, reaching for it and take it from him. I thought that was only for the hike. I glance over the screen, expecting to see some Christian social group or something. Instead, it's a text up from Leo. Yo, Tease, where you at? Hey, Leo, we're hiking. You going somewhere after that? Yeah, the diner. Do you want to meet us there? Is Chase going too? Yeah, he's here. Are you reading my text? That's really rude. I look up at TJ, who was glaring at me from across the table. I look back down at my phone. Alright, on my way. Leo's coming? Yep, he's been messaging me all day. Jen and I look at each other, both of our brows raised. What? But that's when Leo's van pulls in front of the diner and I hear Jenna sigh loudly. Leo's bulky form bounces out of the truck, doing a little jog up to the diner. The bell to the door rings as Leo walks in, all smiles. Hey, Leo. TJ, I fucking hate you. Leo immediately squeezes into the booth next to me, almost sandwiching me between him and the window. Chase, what's up? He wraps a big arm around my neck and yanks me roughly into a hug, forcing a little squeak out of my throat. See, this is how it should be. We came here to hang out, not break up little groups and fights. That was Flynn's fault. Jenna says it quietly, eyeing Leo's arm around my neck. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get him to apologize. Things take a little bit of time, you know. Jenna doesn't say anything, instead choosing to look over the menu, even though we've already ordered. You have fun hiking? Leo turns his goofy tongue-out smile on me. About to answer, but that's when his face changed as I see his nose twitching. You smell like a girl. His head snaps to Jenna, and it's instantly obvious what he's thinking. Jenna is looking up now, just smiles sweetly, not trying to explain the situation at all. Leo tenses up, arm tightened around my neck, almost choking me. I forgot my musk stuff, so Jenna, let me hers. Leo looks back at me, and I can tell he's trying to decide whether or not to believe me. TJ, though, for once chimes in with something useful, cheerfully unaware. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Sorry, Chase. He looks at me apologetically, but honestly, I could kiss him right now. Leo relaxes a little, but his ears are still pointed straight up, a sure sign that he's still tense. Alright, well, next time you go, I'm coming too. No, you're not. Anyway, I'm planning Carl's birthday party tomorrow. What? That's like a month away. Yeah, well, there's not much else to do. Jenna leans back in her seat and folds her ears down. That's really short notice, Leo. Couldn't you have told us this before we came so we could prepare? Well, I was planning to do that today, but you guys just took off without telling me. I don't have a gift. Leo rubs his face. We've still got time to do that. I just wanted to tell you what's up. We chat for a while longer than we get our food. Leo orders a milkshake and hangs out with us the whole time. Of course, he does a piece of shit. Usually I would love to have Leo around, but something about this feels forced and awkward, and Jenna's gone pretty quiet. Leo doesn't let go of my neck the entire time. Fucking garbage human. Garbage human. Yeah, great, the fucking shitty-ass party, because of course. Of course that has to happen every single fucking time. Oh, shit. Nope. Done. Nope. Done. Nope. Video's long enough. Video's Yep. No thank you. I know those noises. Sholto was about to pop up. See ya. Fucking see ya.